What is up, everybody? Welcome back to part 2. If you're just jumping in right now, you gotta go watch part 1 first, man, because this is getting wild. Piumra is stuck all by herself in this rotting old jungle house, and she just got hit with the most violent sickness she's ever had in her life. She thought she picked up some nasty parasite from the old well water, but then she looks in the mirror after puking her guts out, and her reflection isn't even breathing with her, chest completely still. Yeah. Let's pick up right where we left off. After that first brutal morning in the bathroom, the sickness didn't let up. For 2 straight, horrible weeks, Piumra is fighting her own stomach every single day. The second her eyes open in the dim bedroom, the whole room starts spinning. Before her feet even touch the floor, this hot, greasy wave of nausea slams into her like a punch to the chest. She doesn't even grab her glasses. She just scrambles out of bed, bare knees banging on the dusty wood, and crawls down the hallway to the sink. And guys, this isn't normal throwing up, it's violent. Her stomach clamps down like an iron fist trying to rip her insides out through her throat. She's gripping the porcelain so hard her knuckles go bone white, whole body shaking. Every heave feels like someone's stabbing a white-hot knife through her old cracked ribs from the car wreck. She's dry heaving for 10, 15 minutes straight, choking, gasping, throat burning like it's tearing apart. Her mouth stays coated in this nasty, bitter taste of rusty pennies and stomach acid that won't wash away no matter how much cheap toothpaste she uses. She ends up keeping a dirty plastic bucket right next to her bed because she can't even make it down the hall anymore. She just lies there in the 90-degree heat, shivering, covered in cold sweat, her long dark ponytail stuck to her wet neck. Then, on a Friday morning, it just stops. No slow recovery, nothing. She wakes up, sits up in her squeaky bed, and her stomach is completely quiet. The nausea is gone. Instead, she's starving like crazy, that deep, empty, head-spinning kind of hunger. She tears open 2 dry blocks of instant ramen and eats them raw straight out the plastic because she can't even wait for the kettle to boil. Once she's stuffed, she goes to the bathroom to splash some cold well water on her face. She looks up in the mirror expecting to see a pale, wrecked version of herself with huge dark circles under her eyes, but that's not what she sees. She looks incredible. Her skin has this deep, warm glow, like there's a soft light coming from underneath it. Her thick, wavy ponytail looks way fuller and shinier. Her cheeks are rosy. Her lips are this deep, healthy red, even though she hasn't touched makeup in months. She's basically blooming into this stunning version of herself. But something feels off, really off. She's staring at her own face, but it feels like she's looking at a stranger who just happens to have her features. Like the reflection has its own thoughts and is only copying her moves to be nice. She tilts her head, the reflection tilts back, but those eyes in the glass are staring way too hard, and over the next few days her body keeps changing fast. That tight yellow mini dress starts feeling like a straitjacket. The seams are digging into her shoulders and ribs, leaving deep red marks. The puff sleeves are stretched so tight over her arms and chest you can hear the threads groaning. The little brown buttons down the front are pulled to the limit. She has to leave the top 2 completely undone just to breathe. You can actually see her skin through the tiny gaps between them. Her breasts are suddenly heavy, full, and so sore it hurts to even move. Just the fabric brushing against them makes her flinch and suck in air. Even her ponytail swinging and hitting her collarbone sends a jolt through her chest. Then her bones start aching. Deep, grinding pressure low in her pelvis and lower back, like her skeleton is being slowly pried apart. Her hips are widening, rounding out, and everything down there feels loose and shifting. It looks amazing, super feminine and fertile, but the speed of it is freaking her out. When she tries to walk, her balance is all messed up. She has to sway differently just to stay steady in those yellow strappy heels. She keeps catching the heels in the gaps of the old wooden floorboards, almost twisting her ankle every few steps. She stands in front of the mirror looking at this lush, curvy body and feels like a passenger inside her own skin. She tries to suck her stomach in, but she physically can't. It's rock hard and locked tight. Her heart is pounding like crazy, heavy thud, thud, thud in her ears, in her throat, even in her jaw, even when she's just sitting still at her laptop. Piumra is standing there in this rotting house, completely alone, her body turning into something she doesn't even recognize, and her heart is slamming so hard she can feel it in her jaw. Something is taking over, and she has zero control. Let's jump straight into part 3 and see what she figures out next. I'll see you there, guys.